Hello, I'm Isabel, and today across from me, I'm here with Luke, and this is the first episode of No Spoilers movie review, and we're reviewing Sunrise on the Reaping, which is the new movie in the Hunger Games series. So it comes out in November. What are your expectations for it?
Yeah, my expectations are pretty high. Looking at the cast, the casting directors definitely did an amazing job. The cast is absolutely amazing. Joseph Zada, this seems to be his big break. Knowing that I haven't really seen him in much, but you have other people like McKenna Grace, Maya Hawke, who know Elle Fanning, all those big people too, and you have the older actors like Jesse Plemons and Glenn Close, who also are huge stars. So I think the casting directors did an amazing job. But what's your view on how they did?
I think it was pretty good. Some of these actors I really like, especially Ray Fiennes. I think is a really amazing, expressive actor.
Hmm.
I've liked most things that I've seen him in. I really like him in the new 28 Years Later movie. I also really like Elle Fanning's casting. I think she fits Effie Trinket like amazingly, and I like Maya Hawke. Oh, that's wrong as well. I really like her parents acting too. And
Hmm.
she hasn't really been in many things actually besides Stranger Things, except a couple of things besides that. But what she did in those was really well. So I'll be really interested to see how
Yeah.
it works.
I actually watched the trailer not too long ago, and it looked amazing. All the
Hmm.
effects and all that, and there were just a couple things that I just wasn't really sure on what was going on. I'm sure, like, I know the book's been out, and people who read the book obviously saw the trailer and could connect all those dots. But as someone who couldn't connect all those dots from reading the book, a couple things that I noticed were first the I saw the snake in the trailer,
Hmm.
and I was just curious if that would tie in somehow, because we've always seen these snakes in all of the kind of logos that they have, but it only really tied in the newest Hunger Games
Hmm.
um, in one scene, but that's really all that I've noticed it from. But what's your take on that?
Yeah, I hope that it does tie in because we haven't really seen actually any snakes at all too much in the entire film series at all, besides in the last one with I think they were in like a big tub and then they go into the arena and attack them, and that's really it. They didn't really ever explain what that connection was there. So I'll be pretty interested to see how it ties to that. Another thing that I'm interested to see too is the white rose
Mm.
that Snow always wears.
Yeah, I saw that too. That White Rose, that they really show that a lot, and it seems to be like a symbol of him
Mm-hmm.
um, as a person. And I'm just wondering if they're finally gonna talk about how that came to be, how he picked that, or how that has any like resemblance to him
Yeah,
um, in this film.
I know. One thing I noticed it was in the last film. His sister gives him a white rose and puts it in his chest pocket on his suit. So I'm almost curious as to if it's some sort of family thing that he has carried on, and what is the connection to his family and stuff.
Yeah. So the um the opening like scene from the trailer with the cornucopia,
Oh yeah.
it looked amazing,
Mhm.
right? It definitely kind of had kind of like an open field kind of look. And I haven't read the book or anything like that, but I feel like it would definitely add more, because all the other things that we've seen kind of are like foresty or
Mhm.
something like that. So I'm just kind of seeing. I want to see how they kind of take this kind of view of it being open
Mm-hmm.
since there's really no places to hide. Kind of how they do
Yeah.
that in the games.
I'm always interested to see what the different arenas look like, because even from the last one where it takes place during Snow's time when he was younger, it was just a regular arena.
Hmm.
Like there was really nowhere else to go. And now this one seems like a little bit of an upgrade with that, not quite what we're used to from Katniss's and Peeta's time
Hmm.
in the arena. So I'm really excited to see what that difference is between those other arenas. Speaking of that, I noticed that their Katniss's mom and dad are supposed to be in there.
Hmm.
So, how do you think that they'll be in the movie?
Um. Well, I did see that they were in this movie supposed to be around the age that you can get picked to go into the games. So just a wild throw out there is my guess would be maybe we hear in the very first Hunger Games that the dad died in a coal mining accident. But what if that was just a cover up? What if he actually was in this game? And that's kind of how he died. That would be a crazy twist that I don't think it's true, but it would be wild if it was.
It would be really wild. Also, I think it'll be cool to see the connection between Haymitch and Effie. One thing I noticed that Effie says is go out there and make them remember you. That's also what Haymitch says to Katniss
Hmm.
in the movies. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that definitely shows how Effie's words have definitely um, like trickled down in time to Haymitch and then to Katniss and all that. And I think it's just really cool to see how it can just get passed down. And I wonder what we'll see that also gets passed down from this film that we didn't notice beforehand.
Yeah. I also noticed that it seems like the training period from when the victors, or not the victors, when they get picked,
Mm-hmm.
is different because in a scene that they were throwing, it almost looked like they were throwing spears at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Hunger Games movies that we're used to, they don't want each other to hurt each other during that training period. But in this, it looks like there is, because you can also see in the background that the guards are just standing there not doing anything. So what do you think is happening in that scene?
Yeah, in that scene, I'm not really sure what's happening there. Like you said, we're not used to seeing them being allowed to fight like that. So I wonder if that could be a reason why in the newer ones they're not allowed to fight is because of what happened this this game.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a wrap up.
It's been good talking to you about this trailer and everything that we've seen go into it and all that. And I'm really excited to see it whenever it comes out. Um, but yeah, that was it was fun talking to you about this.
I'm talking to you too.